Hey there, it's Tyler from Tyler S. Words. It's a one-man operation, so I got nothing else for the intro. Anyway, let's get right into it. Throughout my many stints in institutions hither and yon, I've had the pleasure of learning a lot about closure. Does that sound like fun? Oh, it was. Let's do a definition of closure before proceeding. According to the internets, closure is something like the yearning for an unequivocal answer to a persistent question, coupled with, and perhaps even, a corollary to, built-in tendencies toward emotional rejection of ambiguity. Put more simply, people like it when shiz gets wrapped up. Not to brag, but I cobbled together that definition from medical journals, psychological studies, and the mother of all scientific resources, Wikipedia. Henceforth, it'll probably be the gold standard of closure definitions, but that remains to be seen. Take a moment for irony. Where might I be going with all this? Where I usually go, you mountebanks and vagabonds. Time to talk about stories. More specifically, movies. Even more specifically, scripts. Zoom in one more time to a really fantastic flick of one of my favorite scripts of all the times, Eastern Promises, released in a magical epoch called 2007. Why talk about this script? Because it might come about as close as it gets to providing me with closure when the credits roll. I feel, unlike life, things unfold in this film the way they have to unfold. The characters all do what they are set up to do. It was inevitable, I say to myself, feeling good about my perceptiveness. Why, that was the only way it could play out. Geez, I'm a genius for expecting things to happen the way they happened. Okay, I'm fooling around. But getting back on track with the whole closure deal, what we're talking about is the completion and satisfaction we rarely find in the day-to-day. This sounds a little weird, and it might be even harder to explain, but in all seriousness, great story closure is rare, and it doesn't happen because of anything I did or any audience member did. Obviously, it was the friggin' guy who wrote the thing. He conned me into closure, and by Jove, I enjoyed every minute of it. The writer is a salesman. He sells me on a situation in a series of circumstances. That's the easy part. Then if he's the decent type, he delivers on his word. Thanks, good salesman, man. In a little over an hour and a half, this brooding and violent but mostly subdued story about Russian mobsters in London sets up a complex web of problems and ends without loose threads. The real world has loose threads and leftover feelings, emotional hangovers. Screw that noise. Give me the good stuff. That piece that is written well enough that I'm left without questions. It is my favorite gangster film to appreciate and get wrapped up in, but hold on, that doesn't mean it's the most entertaining. See you raising your eyebrows. When you're talking about Scorsese and all the other great mobster flicks out there, I know this sounds a little weird. I won't even make the case that this is more fun. I will say, though, that it gives me the most closure. When those sad Russian mandolins and violins play over the final scene, I'm momentarily convinced that even in the worst of situations, things work out not for the best, but the way they had to. Closure isn't inextricably linked with entertainment, but it might be coupled to something even deeper, something like balance or contentment, however fleeting it might be. Does closure actually exist in real life? I don't know. I need more time in the institution. Until then, I'll keep looking for it in good stories. Cheers, you beautiful souls. Stay safe out there, and see you after.